Neither the Pixel 7 Pro nor the iPhone 14 Pro Max made major design overhauls over previous generations, so if you've seen or held the Pixel 6 Pro or iPhone 13 Pro Max, these new phones will look and feel familiar. The Pixel 7 Pro brings back the Pixel 6 Pro's design language, with the most noticeable change being the horizontal camera visor bar switching to an aluminum framing instead of glass. The visor also now blends seamlessly into the rest of the aluminum chassis for a more polished look. Otherwise, the overall shape of the Pixel 7 Pro is virtually identical to the Pixel 6 Pro, save for a slightly reduced screen curvature. It's also too heavier. I do miss the two-tone colorway options of the Pixel 6 series. The 7 series only comes in solid colors. If you have the option to choose colors, I'd advise against getting the black color. Not only is the color dull, at least compared to the matte pitch black of a phone like the Galaxy S21 Ultra, but the glossy finish and darker colors show smudges and dust that collects near the camera visor very easily. I initially tested the black model and thought the phone looked pretty good, but I fell in love with the white color. It's tied with the Xiaomi 12S Ultra as my favorite looking phone of the year. Slapping a case on the Pixel 7 Pro all but covers up the phone's original color, so you can always do that if you choose the Obsidian. The iPhone 14 Pro Max, meanwhile, looks just like the iPhone 13 Pro Max from all sides and feels identical in the hand. The camera module is a bit larger, which you'd only notice if you compare the two phones side by side. But look at the new phone's face, and there's one big change. The notch is dead. In its place is a pill-shaped cutout named the Dynamic Island. I think the name is goofy, but it works functionally and aesthetically. Apple built a software system that wraps a digital black bar around the cutout, which shifts in size depending on the action. Some of these can be helpful. For example, you can see turn-by-turn navigation information on the island, while others are purely for added visual flair. Not everyone loves this new cutout, however. Both phones have reinforced, toughened glass to resist cracks, Gorilla Glass Victus for the Pixel 7 Pro, and so-called ceramic shield for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The latter has a sturdier frame made of stainless steel compared to the aluminum that wraps around Google's phone. Moving on to the display, the Pixel 6 Pro had a dreadfully dim display that was borderline unusable in bright outdoor settings, but Google has wisely fixed this with the Pixel 7 Pro. The new screen now gets up to 1500 nits in max brightness, which is good enough to match many flagship phones and is indeed bright enough to use even under California midday sun. But the iPhone 14 Pro Max tops it with 2000 nits. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is, in fact, the brightest screen I've ever laid eyes on. The iPhone screen is also more efficiently able to drop as low as 1 Hz in refresh rate, while the Pixel 7 Pro screen can only go down to 10 Hz. This allows the iPhone 14 Pro Max screen to conserve more battery and offer an always-on display that's literally always on. Regarding raw processing power, the S16 Bionic in the iPhone 14 Pro Max is more powerful than the Tensor G2 in the Pixel 7 Pro. This is noticeable in benchmark numbers and also in many tasks that require processing power. Trimming the length of a video within each phone's photo app, for example, is absolutely jarring. Any basic trims on an iPhone 14 Pro Max happen instantaneously but can take up to 10 seconds on the Pixel 7 Pro, and the phone can't be used during that time. So I just stare at the Google Photo app processing wheel, exporting 360 video shot by Insta360 cameras in Insta360's app also shows a significant difference in wait times in favor of Apple.